the little girl only added a single whisker to the cat in the painting, and in the next instant the cat came to life because it looked so utterly real. The Empress Dowager was overjoyed at the sight. At that moment, the little girl realized she held a magic paintbrush. Coincidentally, her uncle, the god of war, was missing just one medicinal herb, Hairy Vein Agrimony, to cure his blindness. So the little girl painted a stalk of Hairy Vein Agrimony exactly as it appeared in an ancient text, and sure enough, it turned into a real herb the very next second, successfully restoring her uncle, the god of war's eyesight. Only then did the Prince Regent realize he'd truly taken in a little lucky charm. The girl had originally been a disaster victim living in the countryside. She'd scraped and clawed to grab a steamed bun from a mass grave, but when she brought it to her mother and shook her repeatedly, there was no response at all. Fortunately, Aunt Wang from the same village found her just then. Unable to bear telling the girl her mother had died, Aunt Wang lied, saying her mother was tired and needed to rest there, then asked if she had any other relatives. The little girl pulled out a jade pendant her mother had given her, explaining it was a token from her father. Aunt Wang was stunned to realize the girl's father was none other than Prince Duan of the imperial family, but for the girl's sake, she reluctantly took her to Prince Duan's mansion. To her dismay, Prince Duan took one look at the disheveled, beggar-like girl and flat out refused to acknowledge her. With that, he stormed off in a rage, abandoning the girl just as he'd abandoned her mother years before. Prince Duan's daughter sneered, telling the girl she'd never steal her father away. Seeing no one would take the girl in, Aunt Wang's heart ached as she explained she already had 3 children of her own to feed and simply couldn't support another. She stuffed a sesame seed cake into the girl's arms, then left in tears. Yet just as the little girl stood there with her mother's body, nowhere to go, the Prince Regent, who held the entire court in his grip, spotted her tiny, vulnerable figure. When he saw the broken jade pendant hanging from her neck, he instantly saw the truth. He asked the girl if she'd like to call him father. He'd always wanted a daughter, after all. Meanwhile, the Empress Dowager was flying into a rage in the palace. She'd long yearned for a granddaughter, but all her sons had only given her grandsons, not a single one had stepped up. Little did she know, the Prince Regent was just then leading the little girl back to the palace, announcing he'd brought her a granddaughter. The Empress Dowager's heart melted the second she laid eyes on the girl's adorable face. She immediately acknowledged her as her granddaughter, vowing that anyone who dared bully her would lose their head. The Prince Regent, however, hadn't truly warmed up to the girl yet. He'd only adopted her to please his mother. But when the Empress Dowager